Hello everyone, and I figured out the problem. So there, after this, I don't think there's any more problems. You can see the rooms. So what you can do is, I turns out I went to a Photon documentary, and I saw that you have to be in a lobby before you can do on room list update function. So that's just one line over here at the unconnected to master Photon network. Join lobby, and that is it. And then everything here should work. I also did some changes to the setup. So if you remember this, I also did here because it seems like we would join the room when in the middle of leaving. It's not instantaneous, so you have to wait till we're not in a room till we can join. So after that, if we just go back here, I'm just going to quickly build it. Okay, so now if you see, I've already decided to go ahead to it. So now I have this room already, and if I press multiplayer already, join room, and it shows the room. I just named it. So I press it, I click it. I'm already okay. Wait. Okay. So okay. Wait. Focus for now. So right now, click. That's happened. So I click it. What we're gonna do today, what we're gonna do is list all the things. We'll just make a menu. Okay. So now there's one thing left, which is to make it so that the list and we can go and list it again, down, down, down. So what we can do is just quickly enable this menu again because we don't want to see anything else. And then in here, what we can do is drag in our. So what we can do is go to our prefabs and drag in here, and we want it in the middle over this. So we can do it. Press unpack here, just prefab, unpack it. Just move him to the right place. And okay, so I'm gonna write something here. So button, so I'm just gonna move this here. It's not gonna be displayed and title join. Okay, I think this is it. So where is this? This one. Yes. Okay. So if I just happen to put this after this, what should work? Now I can see I can. Okay, so now if after you have the button and you just to the right place, move all the way to the top, like around here, say. So that's a new starting point. And now what you can do is delete that, do it, and then what we can do is just and drag it. Next, we have to do another thing. It's not just starting from. We make a vertical layout. So that's inside our room over here. What we also have to add to our room listing is in our room list add a vertical layout component. So just go vertical component and just or it's kind of like going down, you could say. And then the padding, what we can do is just clean this up. 10, 10, 10, 10. Spacing view. It really depends on how big your button is. And then after that, child, that's good. And control child side, both of these. And that's really fun. So now, if I say, what should happen is that if I quickly just open this once again, I don't know. If you add another window, what should happen now is that if you go inside here, and you can see both of them. So, look at this. Yes. So now I've just created 3 of these built versions, and then now you can see that they're listing the rooms. What you could do to make them a little more compact thing, it really depends on your button. It really does. So just click to do this, let's say and then it can down a bit. You can scale down. So I'm just gonna leave it at I think 1.5, so 1.5, and 1.5 for me. So and what we're gonna do is just do this after try fixing it bug where you twice, then it breaks. Sitting here, we're gonna need a vertical and then really, it's basically the same thing. So if we just drag in the new prefab, so I'm just gonna unpack this because we're probably gonna need to unpack it. Drag in the new prefab, and then if we do like this, go into this player list. So really, it's really the same thing. I can move it to this time. So here, instead of negative position y, just be positive on the side. And next, player list dot room list, we're gonna have to, if we can, really, this is just, and yeah. Actually, okay. Okay, so what we can do is that this place, let's make sure it doesn't apply anymore. We're gonna make another public void. Instead of it's just gonna be called clicked room because it's now a room. And then, well, actually, we're not clicking players because unless we make a function, then we can do that. But I'm not gonna be clicking players. So what we can do is fill players or finder or whatever you really desire. And next, we'll do our second, and then basically set room list update. What we're gonna do there, and we're just make a non-new player join. So we're gonna do a function, a public. Override. Claire, they all heard you! I'm posting this on YouTube, Claire. Okay, yeah, never mind the distraction, sorry. So we're gonna make a public override void because it's part of Photon. Override. Not double V's. Override void is called on player enter room. Player enter room. And this is what's it. So, okay, no, it didn't set it for us. On player entered room. So there we go. So this is up when a player enters the room, what we want to do is that we want to instantiate it again. So we're gonna write instantiate. And this time we're gonna make another two of these. It's time for our player because the player prefix different and player non point because because it's on the other side. Player's spawn position. So if we just go down here, what we can do is instantiate player after spawn position. And what we can do is the same thing. When a player, the new player is updated for us. It's gonna fill in, just add the new players. And now we in here, expecting a bunch of stuff. So right here, it's gonna be a player. And here, you can just call it newest. I'm just gonna call new player. And then here, what I'm gonna do is first I'm going to add another players to set it up. Player. And we're still gonna have this. It's gonna name different. This is the same thing. So what we're gonna do is set our player. So this variable is equal to new player. So we want to store it really. And then what you do is add the text was the new player. So room name and text info dot text is gonna be equals to the root player dot or name. Yeah, nickname I think. The name player does not exist. 72. Okay, so what? Sorry, it's supposed to be equals to. And I think that's all it. Pretty sure. Yeah, and then let's just create another public bool first. It's a player list time. What is it? Public bool, and it's gonna be is player item or player list, and yeah, and we're just gonna make a statement here that says if is not a player list, then we're just gonna return by doing return, and that's it. If it's not, then we're not doing anything here. And then we do that. We don't have to share anything, and then the fill in will be the same thing except the other thing. So if is player list equal to true, then it's a return. It shouldn't be, but it's for confirmation. Okay, and that's all gone. So I think that's it. Let's go here. What we must see a list is how much people are online. So that might be a good tool to see if are online. If are me. Claire! They heard you twice, Claire. I'm posting it on YouTube. This is annoying to everyone. And plus, everyone can't see if they said shut up, Claire. They're gonna hear cheat. Right? Choo. Oh yes, last thing we need to do, I just remembered, is that when we leave, we have to destroy this, or else it won't work. So we have to destroy this, or else it'll just give a false reading, you could say. So we're gonna make it public, override void. We're gonna define a player. So override's gonna be on player leave and their player. Just in this order. So there with text, which if our player. So if player is equal other player equals equal other player. If this is true, that means that player is entered here. So that means that we should destroy this game object. Destroy the object. There's no there, and having one string. There's not even there. So let's just quickly go back and let it compile. So after it finished compiling, what we have to do is go inside the player list first. And first of all, we don't want this because we're picking it. And we're gonna check is player list. So this one should. Oh wait, no, this is list. It's not pressed. Okay, good. This is one, and yeah. So next, all that's really left, I think, is what's left. Oh yes, we have to make the nickname first. We have to make this so they can actually set the nickname, or else there's gonna be nothing to do. room over here, we can add another input menu. So we can add a 3D UI, and a TextBox Pro input field. Or do we have one? I don't think so. And then inside here, we can just move it here. And inside in the placeholder, text area, placeholder, inside we can write enter name. Enter name. Dot. And then inside the text, it's gonna be nothing for now. And you can see that that's pretty good. And then inside this info field, yes, I said inside, we're gonna add another button. So you might be asking, why a button? And we're just gonna set this to 50 or 100. I think 100 is good. And you're asking why a button? Well, in my experience, when you want to enter in an input field, you have to click it and press enter, and then press enter, and then press enter, and that takes, and sometimes that even doesn't work. So what you can do is just press input field to set it itself. So what we can do is set name. That's it. And we're probably gonna have to make that 20. So that probably will fit. Yeah, there we go. And next, what we can do is on click, we're just going to add another one, and inside the main, we're just going to set up dot set name. Where's the set name? Let me just quickly go back to script. Okay, so there is setup script. We haven't saved this yet, of course. And then we do have a set name function, right? Apparently we don't. I would have thought we had one. Oh, okay, never mind. I guess I was just thinking too early. So make a public void set name. And this entire job, what it's gonna do is just going to set our name. So what this does is that it's just going to go in here, and it's going to be a public game object. Actually, no, it's going to be a public TMP input field. So TMP input field, and it's going to call it our name input. And then inside the set name, what we're just going to do is the name okay, we're just going to make sure that it's not null or empty. So if string dot is null or empty, and then inside here we're just going to do the name input dot text. If string is not equals null, if string is not equals null or empty. If is equals that, then we're just going to return. If not, then we can keep it going. So after this, what we can do is just write name input dot text is going to be equal to Photon network, not Photon ping, network player. Is it not player? Or is it local player? Let me just quickly check. Let's see. I think it was player. It is. No, it actually is. Okay, so actually we got this wrong. It's the other way around. The Photon network dot nickname. Sorry. Network dot nickname. Nickname is going to be equal to our input field dot text. So you can probably guess by already. Dot name input dot text. And that's just it, I think. Isn't that Photon network dot nick uppercase N? Okay, there we go. That nickname is equals to that. So make sure you saved everything, including the new player listing. And now if we just go back and compile. So after it compiles, if we just go and just go to this set name button. Just click it. Oops, inspector.tick. So after, if we go to this newest button on here, what it's going to do is, okay, just wait for a second. What we can do is inside this, in the setup, we can do set name, and then inside the main, what we can do is, Okay, so sorry about that disturbance. So inside this main, we just have to drag in everything again. So in our name input, we're just gonna drag in this newest input field that we just made, and then our player prefab, it's gonna be this player list item, and the player spawn position is just gonna go and find our find room, and that's gonna be our player listing. And there. So now if we just quickly just hide this and enable the panel, and then we just build this again because it needs to be built, or else we can't make the names, and I'll just test it out. Okay, so I actually forgot a crucial part, which is that this only does it. So if I just go to the setup script, this only covers it when a new player enters, but we have to do it when we join for the first time. So we're just going to do another public override void. That's a Photon method override, and it's called on joined room. You can probably guess by the room and all the other types. You can probably guess what it means. So okay, it's actually void on joined room. Joined. Okay, too much R's. Void on joined room. Joined room. And then inside this function, what we're gonna have is just the first function we have is first I'll put a tag different. So we're just gonna have player. So that's correct. And that's gonna be equal and place. And then actually do a Photon network, and it's the list that we got. We're gonna do other because we don't want to list ourselves. Next, what we can do is 48. Yeah, I've already did it. Okay, so then what we can do is then what we can do is just to go through all of them with the for loop tab. Here it makes it. And then what we're gonna do is just go through the entire length of it. So we can do players.length. You can also do players.count letter format. And in here, if you forget, just sets it. F does not exist in our content. I see F. Oops. Okay, there we go. So now what we can do is the same thing. Is just because we want to install players, not make just essentially a player on the side. Player prefab at their spawn position. And finally, we're going to get the complete. You can copy this. I'm just going to copy this. And just see this I. What's the I? And fill players, we're not going to fill that. We're just going to do the players.I because we're loop through all of them. It's lowercase and lower to uppercase, and now it should work. Now it should work. Yes. And now what we can do also to do here is now change the room name so we can add room name. So let's here wait for the whole. What we can also do to show the number of players in a lobby, again, is to go in here on the, where is it? Okay, here we go. So once we get to the, so we can do just the public way update. Okay, what's we're gonna do this because we need to constantly update. So okay, we'll just do it in the room list. That's gonna be that we want, and it will work same. So in here, what we can do is just make a reference to a new text. So it's public DMP to join it with. So current room, or sorry, current lobby. There it is, current lobby. Dot, I think it was 2, I think that's it. Dot toString, and that's fine. And now what should happen is if it just stops. Bull, 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 ice cream. Okay, so okay, I was actually in play mode. So okay, so has loaded. So we can do is sure our player list is still fine because room list fine. Yep, okay. So where the play seems when I test. So now what we can do we have left on the new section, the find room action. We can just put it anywhere, really. So just put it beside the text. Create another text. Just to be text. Just over there. We take 100. Okay, 50. Okay, and should be there. You can always font is way 10 too small. 20. And the 1, so we can just see if we just change it to 1 in the middle. That looks good. Okay, so I'm just press it empty because absolutely nothing, not even 0. Just and now we can just drag in our new players. And just now it should be fine now. It should be found. So just a second. Yo, are you still there? I'm building it right now. Did you mute me or no? Oh my god, encoding overloaded. Consider turning the user faster encoding. Yes? Yes? Okay, I'm down number 8, and I finished the first one, and I'm building. How much stuff do you want me to do? Can you leave it after I get the better one? Until after I get the faster one. I'm running 2 Unities, 2 Visual Studios, OBS, a built version, 2 file explorers, Zoom, and don't you think we're like pretending this computer is the faster computer? Okay, I did remember to forget one tiny little part of that literally caused the to go wrong. That is, I put this up. And where do the player in on list date? What we do is that with also player and after that should, well, I'm gonna try for that should now. Okay, pausing and of course it is. Okay, Control S. Okay, okay, the new computer. No, I'm using your dad and that computer. Which that's you can look. 3, 2, 1. Okay, yeah. So I just remembered it